Welcome to Tragic Hollywood on the Town's video of the filming locations for the classic movie with Marilyn Monroe, Clark Gable, and Montgomery Clift called The Misfits. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the video.
Hi everyone. Sorry for the long video break, but here we are in beautiful Dayton, Nevada, doing our first stop on our first filming location for the movie The Misfits, starring Marilyn Monroe, Clark Gable, and Montgomery Clift and Eli Wallach. We are standing in front of the historic Odeon Saloon billiard parlor. This was the first community building built in this town. It was built in 1863 by the Oddfellows. This is the building that was used as the interior for the bar scene with when Marilyn Monroe had the ping pong paddle and she was going back and forth like this. It's a classic scene, and they zoom in on her boobs and she's got a pretty low-cut dress on. Anyway, that was filmed here. She's with Clark Gable and Eli Wallach in that scene, and I'm not clear if Montgomery Clift was in that scene or not, but I think he was. Anyway, that scene was filmed right here. This used to be a really good steakhouse a few years ago. I ate here, and I was able to stay here for a few hours and get a big tour of this place, but unfortunately it seems to be locked down tight. It might have been killed by COVID. So anyway, let's on to the next location. So here we are at the second filming location for the Misfits. We are in Dayton, Nevada, which served as the rodeo town in the Misfits. Dayton has a long history with Nevada. It was the first white settlement in Nevada. And as you can see, it certainly looks like it did when the Misfits was filmed in 1962, and it pretty much looks pretty similar to what it did way back in the 1860s when it was first settled. And this was where the rodeo was held. I'm not exactly sure the exact location of the rodeo, but the rodeo was held here, and the famous scene of Marilyn Monroe, Clark Gable, and Montgomery Clift sitting in the bleachers watching the rodeo, and she was really enjoying herself. So this is where that whole thing took place, Dayton, Nevada. So here we are at our third location for filming for the Misfits. This is the Edith Country Inn, and this was here when Marilyn Monroe was staying during filming locations for the Misfits, and they actually have a room in this inn that's called the Marilyn Monroe Suite. It's supposedly the room that she stayed at while she was filming here. This is in Virginia City, not Dayton, so this is in Virginia City, Nevada. Edith Palmer Inn. Hi everyone, so we are at our fourth location, filming location for the Misfits, starring Marilyn Monroe, Clark Gable, Montgomery Clift, and Eli Wallach. This was the opening scene of the Misfits, where Rosalind gets her divorce decree and her divorce becomes final right here. And then she walks over that way to the river. As per tradition, when you get a divorce in Reno, you take your ring and you toss it into the Truckee River, and that's where we're headed next. All right, so here we are at the fifth filming location for the Misfits, the bridge that spans the Truckee River in downtown Reno. Rosalind comes with with her very good character actress named Nancy Walker, and they're both looking over the bridge. And there's a tradition that when you get a divorce in Reno, that you take your ring off and you toss it into the Truckee River. And this is what Rosalind, i.e. Marilyn Monroe, does when she comes to this bridge, and she's crying, and she takes her ring and she tosses it into the river. That's where this all looks pretty much like it did back then. So as you can see, the Truckee River is very low. They're experiencing drought conditions already, and it's barely June. So I'm sure the river was a bit higher when this scene was filmed in 1961. All right. So here we are at the final filming location for the movie The Misfits. This was one of the most intense and emotional scenes in the film. We are out at Misfits. They named this area Misfits Flats after the movie. Not sure what it was called before the movie was made here. This was the rounding up of the Mustang scene with Marilyn Monroe, Clark Gable, and Eli Wallach, and Montgomery Clift, and it was a really intense scene. She starts screaming at them, "Why are you killing these, beautiful animals? Let's leave them alone." It was a really raw scene, and I felt like she fixed, this was one of her best performances actually in this entire movie.
And this was where it was filmed. Now they launch little rockets out here occasionally, and that's what they're doing today. They just launched a rocket not too long ago. And it's a salt flat, and this is it. This was where that scene was filmed. So that wraps up our filming of our video for the filming locations for the Misfits. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We spent about 5 days in Nevada doing these short little videos, and we really had a good time. All the videos were filmed in Nevada, Dayton, Virginia City, Reno, and a small little town called Stagecoach. That's where the Misfits Flats were located. So I hope you guys had fun with that as much as we did. Anyway, I just wanted to remind you guys to please like and share my channel and all the videos, and comment, because the more action the videos get and the more views the videos get, the bigger the page gets and the bigger the channel gets, and the more stuff I'll be able to do, and eventually I'll be able to go live with you guys and take you guys with me on the town, Tragic Hollywood on the town, exactly the way it's supposed to be. And so anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for the Bodega Bay filming locations, which is probably going to be up next week. Thanks.